clearly not a digital native, but I think there's some interesting research coming out now that shows multitasking is not all it's cracked up to be in terms of your ability and the impact that it has on performing a task well. And the British Institute of Psychiatry looked at our cognitive abilities when we are multitasking, and what they determined was the level of ability on each individual task that we're performing, which is in a group of multitasking tasks, is reduced by about the equivalent of 10 IQ points. It was as if we were doing that task with a drop of 10 IQ points. And if you're wondering what that is, 10 IQ points, you might think, well, I've got plenty to spare. 10 IQ points is the equivalent of going out all night, not sleeping, going into work the next day and working. That's about the same as a drop of 10 IQ points. So what's the implication of all of this multitasking? We now are trying to get in front of and get the attention of consumers who are incredibly distracted and are multitasking. So it's harder. I think personally what it means is simplicity. Marketing messages that are very simple, very simple. I mean, I think it's different depending on what you're conveying, and obviously it needs to be customised for whatever your objective is, but it's just worth keeping in mind that you never ever before have had such a distracted consumer. And don't think that this is just young people. Do you see the woman from Rio de Janeiro who is 49 and playing games? The biggest group of games players now are women and baby boomers. You know, it's also older people who are multitasking. If any of you have retired parents, you cannot have like I do, cannot have a conversation with these people without them telling you how busy they are. Isn't that true? So I know it drives me absolutely to distraction. But this third point, you would have heard a lot about this, but just to illustrate, Australians' use of social media is so phenomenal now, we actually are the highest users in the world. So the Nielsen company, a global company, did a global comparison, and what they determined was, per capita, we spend more time on social networks than any other country in the world. About 7 hours a month on average, so that includes all the people who are not on, which is hardly anybody now. So the implication of that is it's probably less of an issue for people in your situation, but for businesses who are trying to keep stuff secret, you can't.